Welcome
to Redefining Normal. We are your hosts, John and Al.
Welcome again to another episode. Just remember, pretty soon we'll be going live. But before we start, I want to give a shout out to our producer in the house.
Yay.
She donates her time. Instead of doing Sunday stuff, she's here with us, stuck with us. Not because we forced you, right? Do we force you, Mia? Nah, just kidding.
Shout out to Mia.
Shout out to Mia. She's the one that edits the video and everything. If you guys need her for a quinceañera wedding, talk to me. I'm her lawyer. I'm her representative.
But yeah, guys, welcome to another episode here with Redefining Normal.
And what is normal?
It's a great question, right? Nowadays, what is normal? Nothing but the worldly things is really what normal is now.
Yeah, we're not from this world, huh?
Exactly. So it's up to us, and we wanted to go ahead and start this up here today, guys. It's actually going to be myself, Alex, and
John.
That will be conducting this episode today. And we wanted to start it off with something that we worked on together. So I'll go ahead and read this out, and then we'll start it off from there. It's time. It's time for us men to answer the call and rise up as warriors of God and household leaders. In a world filled with evil, it's time for us men to embrace our roles with strength, integrity, and love, safeguarding our families and guiding them with unwavering faith. As warriors of God, we are called to stand firm in our beliefs and lead our families with courage. Just as warriors face battles with bravery and determination, we will be tested too. We need to protect our loved ones from the spiritual challenges of the world. Ephesians 6:10-18 equips us with the armor of God, empowering us to face these battles with confidence. In a world where the values of Christianity are increasingly under attack, it is essential for us men to rise up as warriors of God and defend the principles that we hold dear. Let's redefine normal together. Let us not be swayed by the pressures of society, but remain loyal in our faith, knowing that if God is for us, who can be against us? Romans 8:31. So we'll go ahead and start that off here with this today, guys. I think this is a crucial thing that John has been.
It's been our call. Because you wanna sit down and think about it. How many things we don't let people slide. You know what I mean? Every time. I'm talking about slide. I'm talking about like people that come out here and they say they're Christians, but yet they show you different. You know. So what does that create?
Yeah.
That's creating for a youth to think that, okay, I'm Christian, he's Christian, and he does all this that we're not supposed to do, but he believes in Jesus, so that he's good, he's safe.
So if that's good, then it's okay for me to do it.
Yeah.
I could see that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that's a big thing that us being warriors of God, right, have to take note of, is that the best way for us to lead our youth is by actions.
Example.
And setting that example, right? And it's what we do is that they see. And what they see is what they'll do.
Yeah.
So, for me, this is a big thing. Embracing fatherhood, trying to bring my family into Christ.
Yeah.
One big thing that I believe in, and I'm still learning. I'm still learning with all of this. I'm still learning as I go. But I feel, and I've been feeling this, is that it's not only just about us telling our kids or teaching our kids about God.
Yeah.
It's about us showing them how to have a relationship with Jesus.
That's really important. Because at this point, I could say, I could read a book, right?
Yeah.
I could read a cookbook per se. I'm reading this cookbook. I don't cook what I'm reading. I just get hungry. So by you reading the Bible doesn't make you a Christian if you're not following the laws of God, right? So you're not feeding your spirit with the word. You're just reading. At this point, you're just reading us. You're not following what God has put for us. Because I mean, as Christians, we're supposed to be the light out of this dark world. So we gotta give hope to the people. But yet, if we let our own people's lie as Christian, they say they're Christian, but they don't align with the Christian value. Wouldn't that make us no good either? Because Jesus would call out all those Jewish rabbis that they thought they were better than everybody, and yet they were the bigger sinners, pushing people, judging people. You know what I mean? I'm not here to judge nobody, but I'm saying if I'm right now, I'm here telling you, talking to you about God, and I'm over here drinking a beer. What kind of person I am?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, what type of person I'm showing my kid?
Yeah.
If I'm not a man of word or values, and I actually align with my Christian values, how can I say that? How can I teach my kids something that I ain't do?
I love that you said that, bro. Because that's exactly what it's about, right? When we're talking about like, yeah, leading by example. How are you going to teach your kids to do something that you're not doing? For me, that hit home as well. When you said that, what first thing that came to my mind, like I was saying, I want I want to show my son and my family how to have a relationship with Jesus, right? How do you have a relationship with Jesus? Through prayer, right?
Through prayer.
You need to pray. You need to pray.
Through
reading His Word, through communication with Jesus, right? How do you have communication in relationship in general? A relationship does not work without communication.
Yeah.
So
that's fact.
That's a big thing. So like now with this, knowing a regular relationship doesn't work without communication. It's time for us to have that communication with Jesus. You know what I mean? With us, make sure you have your prayer. Our kids, how are they going to know that? By us doing it, by us leading by example, us teaching them that it's how to pray, right?
Yeah.
Showing them, putting that example in. If they see us every night going in there and praying, they're just gonna see us and be like, oh, okay, oh look, that's what they'll probably just take a knee to, not even knowing what's going on, and actually not say anything, but they're just there because they're following what you're doing. Now, putting everything together, little by little, will actually help them get that relationship.
And you're gonna create that rock like Peter, for them. So they're gonna stand firm and they believe it. Nobody will question it because they're gonna be warriors of God now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like as men,
that's our foundation. That'll be.
We need to create that foundation with God first.
Amen. Yep.
There's nothing else here, nothing more important than God. Because I understand that sometimes it's hard. That sometimes this world gets us and gets a hold of us. You know what I'm saying? It gets a hold of us that we're scared. You know what I mean? We're scared to move on. We're scared to do anything that. A lot of men we kind of embarrassed or shy to say we're Christian. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that goes a long way. Not only just to say that we're Christian, right? Even just to. This was a big problem for me, and it's something that I've worked on, is showing my emotions, bro.
Yeah.
Showing my emotions. I think it's our culture. Our culture. It's how we've been brought up. On it's not manly to show our emotions, right? So even when just going to church, the single fact of just raising your hand, to praise, it could be as.
Hold on, let me just say this. Every time we're trying to get this message, something has been going wrong. So that's for me. The enemy don't want this to go through. And again, our system is failing. Everything we're doing right now is failing, and there's a reason why it's failing.
Yeah,
there's something here that the enemy don't want
for us to get out.
Yeah, you see, he didn't even let me my words. That's crazy because my brother here already did this like 100 times about raising their hand.
It's off. It's off.
So the point is that every time our call is being called and it's time to worship God, we get embarrassed. we follow back. We care so much of what others gonna think about us, and yet we don't realize that it's even harder to be a Christian. It's harder to follow God. It's easy to lead to the other side. It's easy to not be part of God. That's what is from this world. That's what this world wants. Because if you and your buddies ask you, "Hey, let's go drink," and what are you gonna tell them? No, I can't. Because why you can't? Because you're a Christian. But you're more embarrassed to say that you're a Christian than just, you know what I mean, making excuses.
Making an excuse for
or you
something.
rather go just for them not to think of you the other way. But when it's time to cut out those people that we don't need in our life, it's time to cut them off. And in the end, if they were truly your friends, they're gonna follow you. They're gonna see what is this about. That I mean, it's easy to fall back from Christ. It's easy to fall back from our beliefs. That's the easiest part. It's easy for me to say, you know what, I'm tired. I'm gonna go back to selling drugs. I'm gonna go back to getting that easy money. I'm gonna go back to that. But if you actually done these things in your life, if you actually drank, you were addicted, that thing never fills you up. Every day it doesn't fill you up. No matter how much drugs you do, you still want more. It's an addiction. That's why it's an addiction, but the problem is that that's the demons attacking you. Because no matter how much money, you still want more. I ain't gonna lie, I used to move drugs, yes. I used to be a sinner, yes. I used to have all this money, yes. Even though every time I'll say that'll be the last time, it never stopped me. I always wanted more because I didn't feel full. I had my family. I had the most important things in my life with me, and yet I still wanted more. I ended up going to prison, and still I couldn't see until Christ came to my life. And Christ didn't came to me in a prison cell because I was a Muslim. I was a Muslim in jail. I was a Muslim even before I went to jail. Christ came to me when I was in my best. Well, not really my best, but I was not suffering. Yeah. So Christ comes whenever, and that's the reality. But since that time, I felt complete. I don't need to do nothing that is part of this world anymore. Even music, I cut off. Like everything that is part of the world is here to for us not to align with the Christian value, for us to go the other direction. Because that's the easiest thing. The easiest thing is to follow all this drama on TV. The easiest thing is to follow all the music lyrics, all of that. That's the easy part of life. You know how easy it is for me to get a drugs? You know how easy for me if I wanted to get a gun?
It is.
The hardest thing is to actually be a Christian. That is super hard because everybody's gonna judge you. Everybody say, look at this Christian freak. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But that's the world. That's the world. And Jesus told us that we're not from this world. And until we get that, that's when we are going to be set free. And that's the only time we're going to set free. I feel God has put this, and this message is really important for all of us. Because as men, it's time to stand up. And when we see something that's not right, it's time to call it. It's time to call it when these celebrities say they're Christians, but yet they're over there drinking and saying, "Oh, this is cool," or cussing. So you're saying that's the type of person you want your kids to follow? The greatest example already came through, and he's still alive. That's Jesus from Nazareth, Joshua. That's the only person we gotta show our kids to follow. That's the only person who had never sinned in his life. And he had it hard. People slap him, throw rock, and yet he stood firm on his belief. And yet something little bad happened to us, we lose faith. But that's the enemy that keeps attacking us. That's what the enemy wants. He don't want us to align with Jesus because anything you see is against Jesus. Jesus just said, believe in me, and yet everybody's telling you not to. There's a lot of evidence that Jesus came to this world. Jesus can come in front of you, but it's just you that don't want to believe he's real. That's you that don't want to believe he's there. That's you not accepting him. Because God calls us every day, but we decide not to listen because it's easier for us to follow the enemy. Yeah. And that's facts. Point is simple, that's it. There's no more if and or. It's the reality. Either you're a Christian 100% or you're not. Because you're giving us Christians bad names. You know what I'm saying? Because every time when I was locked up, and I'm talking about a Muslim perspective. Every time, you know how many times I got tired of people telling me, "Look, your Muslim brother over there is gambling. Look, he's a Muslim. Look what he's doing." And I used to tell them that's between them and God. But not reality. It was for me to tell them, "Hey, brother, that's not right. We need to start calling us when we're doing something wrong as Christians. We're the only ones that could defend our Christianity." You know what I'm saying? Because we look at into bad. Like, you people don't realize how bad you make us look. Every time you're doing something that don't align with the Christian value, we all get hit. And that's true. The same with the Muslim. One Muslim killed, they're all terrorists.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not true. I mean, I'm not here to attack no religion, that's for, but Christianity is the only religion there is, because Jesus appeared to me in a dream. So there's no more buts and if. And I'm telling you, if you're my ex-Muslim brother, look for Jesus, brother. Because he's the only one that's going to fill you up, and the only one that's going to set you free. And that's the truth. And that's the only truth. Jesus is the light of this world. And that's what God sent him.
That's it right there, man. Jesus is the answer. One thing that I always questioned was the religion. I know right now you're talking about your Muslim brothers, and we're talking about Christianity, right? There's so many other religions out there, but a lot of times we tend to have that question of like, hey, how do you know you're in the right religion? How do you know this is the religion? You know what I tell you? Don't even look for religion. Look for Jesus.
Yeah.
Look for Jesus.
Because no matter what religions are, they all point back to Jesus.
It's about, and it goes back to having that relationship with Jesus. That's what you need to have, and that's what you need to strive for. And that is so huge. And before this, and before I had that understanding, I was a big believer. I grew up in the church, brought up in the church, but never had an understanding of Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? And having that relationship with Jesus Christ. It was always just about religion. And to me, how I saw things was, as long as I'm doing good,
you're good.
I'm good. As long as I'm doing good stuff, I'll be good. But what we got to understand, by us and our power, we're nothing. We're not gonna do anything, and we can't do anything just by our power. We need Jesus Christ, and Jesus is the one that actually allows us to do everything.
Yep.
It's by his name that we're able to do stuff.
He gave us authority after he went back to the Father.
And it's because of his grace that we're able to do what we do. So for all you people that are listening right now and might be questioning religion, oh, what religion should I go to? How do I know which? Just read the Bible and follow Jesus. Jesus is the answer.
And this is true though. Because a lot of times we say, "Oh, I used to be a Christian." No, you weren't. Just because you read the Bible, you were not a Christian. Just because you went in on Sunday, you were not a Christian. That don't make you. I used to say I was a Christian, and that never made me a Christian. Why? Because I never opened the Bible with an open heart. I never opened the Bible and asked Jesus, guide me. If this is you, guide me. He will guide you. But you really gotta be sincere on what you're doing. If you really want to feel Jesus, call him right now. Say, Jesus, I need you. I know you're the only way. You're the light from this dark world. You're the only one that could guide me through this dark path. And he will listen. He showed us how many miracles he did, and yet people don't, even at that time, people didn't want to accept him. Yeah. Bro, people say that, how can Jesus, okay, this is what blows my mind sometimes. They say Jesus never died, or he never got crucified, right? Yeah. How can he come back from dead? Bro, you believe that he woke up the dead. He brought the dead back to living. So you can't see.
Oh, that.
You don't think he could do that?
Yeah.
He raised the dead. He made the blind see. He made the paralyzed walk. He made the possessors that not even the right in that time could take away.
Walk
He
the
freed
water.
them. And there's witnesses. There's evidence out there. Evidence after evidence proving that Jesus is real. There's evidence after evidence.
And on top of evidence, though, guys, because we, like you're saying, you could throw all that evidence sometimes at people's face, and they won't realize it until you feel it, and until you actually experience that relationship with Jesus. Then you'll understand.
Because at this point, brother, it's more about pride.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes
I'm proud that no, God is not real. This is not real. I already said this on my life, so I'm gonna die with my belief. You know what I mean?
And a lot of times it's like you pick and choose what's convenient to you.
Even on the Bible.
You'll get some pieces from the Bible, like, hey, I'll do this. Maybe not this. I'll do that. Nah, maybe not that. Even when it comes to offering, right? Giving your tithes. And it's like, maybe I could. I don't know about the tithe. I'll give. I give to the homeless when I see them. I'll give them some extra change here and there. I'm a good person. I give them here and there. But in all reality, it's like you gotta obey, and you gotta have that relationship with Jesus, and Jesus will put it in your heart. As far as what we do, I know even like on the tithes when we had a conversation about that, right? And we were talking about going to a restaurant.
Yeah.
Going to a restaurant or a bar, wherever, and you get great service from your waiter. And oh man, he did a great job. I'm gonna go ahead and give him a good $10, $20. Like you feel good giving him a good tip, right? You feel good giving him a good tip there for them since they actually did a good job on it. But we have Jesus Christ that gave His life for us, and we are not able to give Him that
what belongs to Him.
What actually belongs to Him. Yes. So it's like, man.
The best way to see it,
put things in perspective.
You pay a doctor when he sees you, right?
That is
okay. He helps you health-wise, right? When you go to church, they're helping you spiritually, right? And other churches may do what they do, but in reality, they gotta pay the light bill from the church. You feel me?
Yeah.
They gotta get more to invest on the church for more people to go. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you're throwing it at the pay on their pockets. Even though there's church like that, bro, we don't call them out. Like there's a lot of pastors that we should be calling out. They're just feeding their pockets and not doing nothing with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well, there is a lot of good churches, especially here in El Paso. I love this church. Say the name, Alex.
The Manantial Church.
Manantial Church. Sorry. I love my church, though. Don't get it twisted. It's a good church, and as soon as you enter, you feel that love.
You know
what I'm saying? And sure. I don't feel that anywhere else but there.
And it's not only the love that you'll feel, but you'll feel the Holy Spirit, guys.
Yeah.
And oh man, that's amazing.
Oh, hold on. I'm talking about the Holy Spirit. Just this I really gotta say for a lot of people out there. Pero en muchas iglesias, I'm gonna say Spanish and English. En muchas iglesias entras y están hablando en lengua, right? Mucha gente comienza a hablar en lengua, pero si en verdad sigues la Biblia dice que no debes hablar en lengua si nadie te está entendiendo. Mejor habla tú solo. Si no tienes a alguien que te haga translate o que, ¿cómo se dice? Interprete lo que estás diciendo, no debes hablarlo. Yeah. So when you're speaking in tongue in a church and nobody could translate what you're saying, you're not supposed to talk in language, in that tongue, because nobody's here understanding what you're saying. I don't even knew that.
No.
Think about it. If you've never been to church and then you walk in, look who wants to be in the camera now. The future podcast.
Future podcaster. Right here. See.
So just think about it. Walking into a church as a brand new Christian, right? Well, not Christian, but just a person
walking in.
And you see everybody speaking in tongues. Wouldn't that wait a minute?
Yeah. Not knowing what's going on. It might even kind of push you a little away.
Yeah.
But you know what? There's a lot of things when it comes to that as well. we gotta be very careful with that stuff too, because like you're saying right, if there's not a translator, like
Not this.
what's going on? What's going on? Um, and in reality, a lot of times is where maybe we get a little bit of a bad rap as
Yeah.
well with the non-believers altogether, because people do it to exalt themselves
Yeah.
and like feel more holy, like, oh, look at me, I'm actually
Just for other people to be like, look at me.
look at me, I'm talking in tongues, when in reality that's not what it is, and that's not what it's about.
No, it's not.
But I think what do you gotta say, son? See? What else you gotta say? What else you gotta say? All right, I think what he's trying to say is that it's time for us as men
Rise up.
rise up
This is the first episode. There's gonna be a second about this.
and tune in, guys.
Tune in.